The Millennium Development Plan has shown much progress in health, reducing poverty and improving access to water, inequality and education. Changes like these have a massive impact on millions around the world. There is much to be thankful for. We believe that we have an idea that will change and remould the world we live in, so everybody has a chance of a brighter future. Our objective is to further the education in the LEDCs, which most acknowledge is the key to improved economic prosperity. We are marrying the teach a man to fish principle with the self-interest of the MEDCs and their institutions, as after all, a plan where both sides have much to gain is much more likely to succeed. LEDC economies are largely based on agriculture and the world, including MEDCs, are faced with the issue of food shortage in the next 50 years in order that the world's population growth can be supported. Productivity levels in food production are low in the LEDCs, and the MEDC's funding investment in productivity improvement will enable them to produce surpluses, which the MEDCs can buy to meet their needs. Our plan allows the MEDCs to take half the profit from the surplus, which can turn to be used to fund education of larger and larger numbers of LEDC children in some of our best institutions. Sister countries, by this we mean to join two countries together in a partnership to aid and bring each other forward into a future with stability and prosperity. This will enable the MEDC to kick-start economic development in the LEDC agreement. Obviously, to ensure the countries would agree to these partnerships in the inevitably greedy society we live in, there has to be something in the interests of each side of the partnership. The MEDC will aid the LEDC, as our goal is to eradicate poverty, but the LEDC will also provide trade agreements, jobs, and primarily food security. The lack of food is becoming one of the largest growing problems globally. We can create trade agreements between the sister countries where they are either on the verge of being able to export or are exporting already, provided that this doesn't take food from the mouths of their own people. Examples would be Vietnam, Burma, and Cambodia for rice, and Kazakhstan for barley. For example, if Britain joined with St. Lucia, they can make sure that all bananas they bought were from St. Lucia, as St. Lucia's economy is based on the sale of bananas. Even a small change like this would have a massive impact on the lives of the people there. The partnerships will be created so no two countries are greater than another. We will pair a more economically developed country with a less economically developed country. To ensure the pairs are equal, we will combine the GDP of one country to its selected sister countries. We will make sure the total GDP in each partnership is the same within a few figures. In many LEDCs, corruption in the government is a massive issue. People do not receive fair wages, taxes are unreachable for many, and are not used in the interest of the country. We would, with the country's consent, control the investment directly with contractors. Less money changing hands means less corruption. So, we came up with the idea of just like the PM has to have a certain number of votes from the other parties internally, the PM of the sister country will have to receive a certain amount of votes from the MPs in the other country. There are two drivers here. An increase in wealth generally leads to a reduction of conflict. If you have more of what you need, then you are less likely to fight. Secondly, it interlinks the eradication of governmental corruption, because with a good government, it is not put into a vulnerable position. When the bonds are formed between these countries, we aim to bring the world together as one, causing realization on a global scale that we can't keep fighting over what has happened. Wasting resources, time and money, we must look to the future, together. The partnerships are created so no two countries' force is greater than another. So, it'll be too much of a risk to fight one another because each partnership is just a bigger threat to the other. Most private schools are charity-based. These schools have to uphold their charitable profile. Therefore, they will have to reserve places for students in their sister country. Obviously, a secure education has to be set up in these LEDCs. However, educating even the small numbers which it will at first will have a knock-on effect on the education in the other country. The students that receive this education will have the ability to go back to their country, inspire others, set up schools, get jobs and change the lives of thousands. Along with the charities already established, they can inspire these children to be great, be different and make a difference. These children are our future. Our plan will take time and effort, but we do have to work for a better world. We can't just give a man a fish and another fish to last him a few days. We have to teach the man to fish and then how to
sell it.